Here we go, we're getting into our next fresh series, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have our German Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets here on who you think will claim the series, whether it will go the way of Percival or Jumy. Best of luck in the chat, as this is this time a fresh best of 3. And again, we've seen plenty of Persephone already at this point. We have been able to, yeah, I think not quite every series, but quite often has been even chosen by players, which we do appreciate. Appreciate it. As we get into this, big shout out to Turbo Quacker in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you so much. To the gifted sub to Byung in the chat. Thank you. Do appreciate it. As the eBay is being thrown down. And so far we have the eBay block here from Percival. Does lay the expansion, not bad. So early on we have Percival just going to be disrupting the opener of Jumy. Jumy forced to make the initial Zealot, and likewise forced to pull a couple of boys as well. So we do cause some inadvertent damage, or some economic damage early on here already. As Jumy, his expansion is going to be delayed. And back at home, Percival follows us up with the factory. Again, we can't quite afford the earlier CC just because of the eBay, just because of the investment into a building. Meanwhile, I believe Jumy does cancel in time. It does cancel the Zealots, going for the natural. Goes for the natural base. Here soon, getting into our take of choice, and my eyes are on Percival here. We're waiting for the factory, and we are setting up for the proxy starports. Okay, so Percival going for the 1-1-1. Oh, CC on the high ground. SCV is in position. Show us what you got. For now, add-on swapping to Hellions. Now, we spoke earlier how one of the big features on this map is close rush distance by air. True. Close rush distance by air, and with that we're making full use of that with that proxy starport, with that Hellion drop into the main base. Speaking of short rush distance by air, it's going to be a Stargate opener out of Jumy, not a Twilight Council. Bold move by the likes of Jumy, and we'll see if he can hold on, we'll see if he can defend, we'll see if he goes Oracle first or Phoenix. Are building up. Hellions are building up back at home. Yo, shout to Monster. As Jumy, he does scout, he does confirm. Does get eyes on the starport, is aware of the drop into the main. And we'll see if Jumy can keep up with this. As Hellions, they move out. Making their way towards the natural. Percival chopping into the main. Oh, does dive in. Yeah, just rushes past. I mean, he knows he got scouted. Probes a line up. So far, 3 workers going to be going down. Up, just the initial 3. Getting it forward towards the end. Percival, he does save 2 of the Hellions. But the Oracle will shut this down. Getting 1 more volley off. Maybe another. Oh, just barely. Barely gets 6. Gets 6 probe kills, does get a scout of the tech, is aware of the Stargate, and will be shut down as he attempts to boost away. On the one hand, does at least scouts, but 4 Hellions for 6 probes, bearing in mind the medevac will most likely fall as well. It was a rough trade here for Percival. Not quite getting as much damage as he had wanted. And back at home, expanding, turtling up. Cyclone has arrived, building up towards the tank, building up his bio army, hoping to defend, hoping to survive. Does hope to. These boys are being pulled. So far we go for lift on Cyclone. Nice pick off here by Jumy, going straight for the Cyclone. At Epsay wreak havoc. SCV is going to be going down. Jumy just abusing the start here. Again, he was able to shut down the Hellions. The Cyclone production was delayed as a result. And barely gets 8 SCV kills. And can he get the Cyclone the mass repair? Up! Up! Will barely not get it. Oh my god. Cyclone does survive with that Percival holds, but at a cost of 8 SCVs. Again, his own Cyclone production or anti-air even was delayed because of the drop play. Jumy in a good position. Likewise, he's not done. Does throw in the proxy, does throw in the pylon, looking to reinforce. And Percival, he's stuck at home. For the near future, Percival, he should just be stuck at home. Now, Percival, as we saw in the last game, he's not afraid to go for things like 2 base all-ins and to commit, but we'll see how much he can really build up here. He's got 2 tanks for the time being, and he's still trying to maintain himself. He does get eyes on the proxy, he's aware. Oh, rotating over. The Cyclone is exposed. Alas, the Bio Army is close enough. Yep, forces a cancel, and Jumy's plans for aggression are denied. So pylon does go down, and Percival holds. Percival, he's holding behind this Jumy, getting his 3rd base up and running. Of course, taking up towards charge. So Phoenix is into charge lots. And speaking of charge, that's a lot of gateways. that's a massive gateway explosion, getting up to 8 gates. Building up to 8 gateways, staying on 3 gases. Now, as Jumy's still building up his production, Percival is the first to move out. A lot of Phoenixes. Jumy diving into the mineral lines, going for the SCVs. And at this point, Percival, he's committed. It's all or nothing here. Actually, should be losing so much, too much back at home. 3 more SCV kills. Jumy, he recalls back. He realizes, hold up. Where's the army? Where's the main army? Something is wrong. Percival with the fake out, he does confirm the charge ults, and Percival, he backs off. Not bad. Again, there was nothing at home to defend. There was 0 turrets, 0 marines. Those Phoenixes, they could have had their way with that mineral line, but Jumy, he got terrified, he got scared, he recalled, and in the end, Percival, he gets away with it. Does get away with it. Upon taking charge again, he's trying to get out of here. Oh, he will lose the Cyclone. Cyclone does go down. Charge ults diving in, going for the bio. And there might just be too much Protoss here. Yeah, the Marines are running out of Marines, running out of anti-air. Jumy, he will overwhelm, takes down the Phoenixes. And gets 2 of the tanks. Percival barely holding on, but remember, Jumy behind this is now getting a 4th. His economy is booming. Percival is struggling here on 2 bases, no 3rd CC in sight, not yet, throws down 2 more Maxes. He can't. Do you think Jumy tried to heal? Say, let me in, Papi, let me in. Ah, no. Feels Jumy, man. Again, there are air blockers over the healing pad. So Phoenixes are unaffected. They cannot really take advantage of that. Yeah, and at this point, it's actually we're getting into Ghost. Let's go 2 base Ghost. But the only way for Percival to try to claim this game here is a 2 base all-in. That's the only way. Unfortunately, Jumy sees everything. He does spot the army. He sees the move out. Jumy back at home should be reinforcing with more Zealots. Colossus are on the way. Jumy, in a sense, is being greedy, getting another expansion. That is true. He's getting a 4th. Just need more warp ins. So there we go. Zealots have amassed. EMPs are available. Tanks versus Siege. Decent EMPs here on the Zealots, but they just collapse on top of the tanks. Tanks are the first to go down. And Jumy, he has more than enough. He has plenty here to defend. He shuts down the army. Will punish those Medivacs. And Jumy is looking to take a lead in the series. GG gets called. Jumy takes game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. Jumy does take a lead in the series, and again, just a really strong start from Jumy. As a reminder for those who weren't here for the start of the game did begin with Percival going for a proxy starport into a Hellion drop into the main, but alas, he was unable to really get much economic damage done. He was unable to really, I mean, he got 6 probe kills for 4 Hellions and a medevac as well. He was shut down, he was contained by the Phoenixes, and Jumy was able to snowball out of control. More importantly, right after that Hellion aggression, it was so important that Jumy counterattacked then and there. If you remember, that's when he killed 8 SEVs. That's where he was able to disable the Cyclone. That's also where Percival, he did decide to make a tank after the first Cyclone instead of a second Cyclone, so his anti-air was very limited, and alas, Percival did fall then and there. Or I should say, Jumy gained a lead. He gained an advantage, gained map control, and Percival, he was just stuck at home from then on forward. But now we're getting into Game 2. Now we're jumping into Game 2. And we'll see if Percival can bounce back. Again, it is going to be Percival's map of choice. It is loser's pick. Where are we dropping? Where are we dropping? Game 2 is it going to be on Kill Switch. Let's go. Going to be loading into that second game. Players are getting ready. Just catching up with the chat. All in. Percival would never. Cap. Oh, as we're getting some other updates, looks like the first round is concluding. Is wrapping up. Do love to see it. Shameless just looked down Greeners at 2-1, now up against Solar in the next round. Likewise, Negret vs Mute, still ongoing. Still mid-series. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Kill Switch, we have our blue Terran player. We have our South Korean Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the top, or in the right-hand side, in the right-hand side of a Kill Switch, we have our German Protoss player, the green Protoss for Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And we're leading into a map that I'm very unfamiliar with. I've casted once only on Kill Switch so far. Oh, and it's not gonna be a long one, is it? Never mind. As Jumy does open up Proxy Gate. So it's opening up Proxy Gate here. Honestly, Kill Switch has a lot of unique factors. I appreciate just how much there's going on. We have slow zones coming into the main base. We have a Zelnaga tower in the main that you can gain access to by knocking down rocks, by mining through mineral patches. We have minerals, gold minerals even, leading out into the open, out into these southern expansions. Likewise, in the center, there's destructible slow zones. You can knock down this tower and destroy the slow zones, which is crazy. Likewise, you have minerals and a tower here towards the natural. Like, there's a lot going on. I would love to cast a little bit more on it, but we'll see if we can get into the mid game here. I would appreciate to. Like, there's a lot of unique features, but Jumy, the gateway is on the way. It's going to be a 2-gate setup, one at home, one across the map. The goal here is to punish the CC on the low ground. We can see Percival going double gas though. Double gas opener out of Percival, going for the faster factory in the main, and ideally if he gets a CC on the high ground, he should be safe and sound against the Zealot. It's going to be Zealot, it's going to be an Adept across the map to reinforce, to send out, and we'll see how much damage Jumy can get done. Again, ideally he did want to try to force a cancel or delay the CC, but there is no command center on the low ground. Not yet, at least. Meanwhile, as we're jumping in, shout out to Ryan in the chat. Ryan Victor's thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. I'm assuming a ladder session was involved when it comes to StarCraft, but regardless, thank you so much. Do appreciate it. As Percival, he does go for the factory, he does go double reactor, or he does go reactor, double reaper. CC is going to be on the low ground, but Percival, he will have additional units to work with. Zealots can still be quite tanky though, so Jumy can at least force a delay on the CC. So we go, Stalker has arrived. Ooh, and oh no! It does run into the Zealots. First Reaper goes down. Yeah, rough miss up there. There's a cancellation. So far, Jumy, he gets what he wanted. All he wanted was to cancel the CC. Did pull it off. Boys being pulled. And from here, he can maybe pick off a couple of SCVs. Has a building on additional Reapers even. Widowmine as well. Back at home, Jumy is expanding, of course. Is expanding, and he should get a couple of SCVs. There we go, another worker going to be going down. Zoning back the Reapers. Widowmine has arrived, and with the help of the Widowmine, takes down the Zealot. Zealot goes down to 2 adepts and a Stalker. And again, this is just all about delaying the expansion for as long as possible. As he gets 2, 3 SCV kills, getting up to 4. Oh god, getting up to 4. And this is already brutal damage. Now, eventually, of course, Percival, he will break out. Will eventually break out. But how much can he get done? Takes down both adepts. Hunts down the Stalker. Back at home, what do we have to defend? We have our initial gateway. Now the Stalker will slow down the counterattack. Oh! Gets another Reaper. Takes down another Reaper. And Jumy has plenty of time here to warp in. To reinforce. Yes, one Stalker here at the natural. And Jumy is in a strong position. He's in a strong position. He's ahead economically. His natural's already up and running. Percival, he's stuck on one base. He's expanding, that is true, but it is a very delayed expansion from Percival. So he does move out. He's got a Cyclone. Time to counterattack. Shield battery is just now finishing up. Only 2 Stalkers. There we go. 3rd Stalker's on the way. Bearing in mind, second gateway does finish. He's on 2 gates. 2 gates back at home. Gets a lock on, but the shield battery is going to be enough. Whew. Shield battery is enough to defend. Reaper gets a full scout of the main base, and Percival, he does confirm the Twilight Council opener. Does confirm. And Jumy does hold. He holds on. And again, I would say that Jumy's still in a better position. Percival, catches out a Stalker, not bad. He gets 1, he's gonna get 2. He might get all 3 actually. Yeah, Jumy, he overextends, bleeds out 3 Stalkers. Ay, for nothing. It's a very nice catch from Percival. Again, a very necessary trade that he's been needing here, just because he had a rough opener. Again, Cyclones, they maintain map control. Jumy stuck in his natural. Just being a little bit, just getting a little bit too excited. As he does take down another Stalker. Another Stalker falls, tank pushing in. That pylon is looking quite exposed. He's going for the pylon. Tank is a bit out of range, just barely. You can see he's trying to bait the army into tank range, but still a little bit further back. Pylon is going to go down. Depowers everything. Yeah, depowers the Robo. Jumy, he's in trouble here. Trying to hold on. Oh. Lead out a Stalker. Robo under fire, and he's going to bring it down as well. The boy's being pulled. Oh, the Robo! Does fall, just barely, and gets the mineral land as well. Jumy, he's in trouble, loses the Robo, 15 probe kills, Stalkers as well, gonna be falling. The Cyclone, it pops off. Oh my god. Takes down another 2 Stalkers. And Jumy, again, he bled out so much in the lead up to this. Remember, he lost 3 Stalkers earlier on. Likewise, pylon was exposed. GG gets called, and Percival, he will tap the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We go. So we're getting into our next game. Getting into the ace match. Getting into the ace match here. And we'll see how this story ends. We'll see where this takes us. Oh, let's go. For the first time tonight, yo. We casting on Tokamak? Maybe. Potentially. Not getting in. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. Whew. We'll see if he can bounce back, as this is his map of choice. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Percival. Go. We are getting into the ace match here. Again, we'll see how this story ends. We'll see who can make it through into that next round. As now we can get into the map. We can okay, let's go. Tokamak, as opposed to some of the now I remember. Okay, there are some unique features when it comes to this map. I think most notably, of course, here we have these hybrid bases in the center of the map. Likewise, though, there are also some destructible towers. So because of that, it feels like incredibly risky here to attempt to expand and take these bases, as they can't even be punished by the opposing player by knocking down these towers that will, I believe, destroy those mineral patches. So interesting. Interesting feature here. So we do have this kind of setup here towards the center. Outside of that, we do have a more defendable natural here. There is a ramp coming in towards the natural. Likewise, choke one here on the right hand side at the linear third base. Triangular third is going to be more exposed, more open. There is no high ground advantage here. There's the same plane of elevation towards that third. Likewise, an open area as well, or an open ramp, open choke point. Not even a choke point even. So yeah, it's got its own quirks here. Has its own quirks. I appreciate it. Speaking of, hello Jumy. What's going on? Does hide his probe. Does hide his probe towards the left hand side. Meanwhile, Percival back at home, double gas opener, double gas into, once again, Reacted Reaper. This is actually the same build that he had gone for last game. Double gas opener, Reacted Reaper into CC on the low ground. Likewise, no scout across the map, so the same build 2 games in a row. We saw that Percival was quite successful with it in the last game, but a part of that was also just how aggressive and how quirky the opener was, even from the side of Jumy, where even Jumy was struggling to stabilize, and trying to, stabilize mode, for the best word. After the aggression, after the proxy. Jumy throws down his take of choice, Twilight Council into DT. Shows the Dark Shrine? Question mark? There it is! DT opener out of Jumy. Bold move. Bold move going for the Dark Templar. Now, this can just end the game. We have seen players like Bjorn, most notably, to just GG out and tap out. Basically, if Percival, if he mules at the wrong moments, I mean, that's game. That's game then and there. Another factor, of course, is that we could see a Raven opener out of Percival. Those are not the most uncommon in TVP, so that could be another factor coming into this. For now, though, Percival does move out. He's got his Reaper Hellion. His goal here is to break through into the mineral line and to break past that front door. Bearing in mind, Jumy has not scouted. Jumy doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's coming his way until now. And the wall is open. The wall is open. Reapers, they bust into the main. Hellions, they race past as well. They're headed for the mineral line. We'll see how many workers can go down. So far, gets one probe. That's A1, getting up to 3 so far. Hellions, they pull out. Oh, they try to pull out. Alas, not far enough. Yeah, Hellions are shut down, and Jumy, he defends. He defends quite well. Sure, he bleeds out 4 probes, but that was 4 workers for what? For 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions. So in the end, Jumy, he does defend. And now it's time for the counterattack. Now back at home, there is no tech lab here on that starport. Is going Liberator first. Meanwhile, do we have any scans available? So far, no scans. We did just throw down a mule. So we have the mule at the natural. We have no scan in the main base. We have, oh no, he muled! No, he muled! He just muled as well. And with that, DTs that make their way in, they're looking to try to bust into the main. SV is going to be going down, and there's no scan. There is no scan, there is 0 detection, he just mules, papi. Ay, ay, ay. And with that, there's no mining, there's no economy. 0 economy here for Percival, losing all the SCVs, losing the tank as well. And that's game. That's game. GG, well played, a big gamble, mules at just the wrong moment. And with that, Jumy takes the series. GG, well played. Again, that's the risk you take. That's the gamble that you take when you go for a proxy dark shrine, is that you are hoping that your opponent doesn't hold on to a scan. You're hoping that your opponent mules. You're hoping that your opponent has some good macro. And if they do, you can shut them down. Likewise, unfortunately, Percival, he wasn't playing in a way kind of safe enough. He did scout the tech, that is true. He did scout the Twilight Council. Most likely just assumed it was going to be Blink. I don't blame him for that assumption, but is shut down by the proxy.